So we began looking at a variety of ways that men and women are different behaviorally. I don't know what's in your heart, but I can measure the underlying neurobiology that can drive some of these differences. And I think some of the things we found may surprise you. So, first interesting fact, all the humans start out on the female body type. We all start out as women. Pretty interesting. So you're a little embryo, then about 4 weeks you're a little fetus, and then if you have a Y chromosome, you start making testosterone, and you sexually differentiate. What one of my colleagues said was known to be only a female hormone, oxytocin. So oxytocin classically is associated with birth and breastfeeding, and yet in the animal literature, for animals that live together, there was many findings suggesting that both male and females of social animals release oxytocin to identify safety or familiarity. It says, oh, that's that nice little rodent that I'm living with. I release oxytocin and I'll affiliate with it. I will live together. We'll live in the world together. So I said, maybe humans do this. I was interested in this good and bad behavior. Maybe it's oxytocin that motivates us to be moral, to treat each other well, to be generous, kind, compassionate. In 10 years worth of experiments, we found a couple interesting things. One is that oxytocin is released for a whole variety of positive behaviors. Essentially, oxytocin encapsulates the golden rule. If you're nice to somebody, and they know it, their brain releases oxytocin and motivates them to be nice to you. Interestingly, in every experiment I've run in 10 years, women always release more oxytocin than men. And they're subsequently more trustworthy, more generous, more compassionate, more empathic. Women are nicer than men. Now you know why. Except, guess what? Anybody, when they're ovulating, ever cry at movies a lot? Estrogen makes you super sensitive to oxytocin. So when your estrogen is high, like when you're ovulating, oh, you're so sensitive to everybody around you, positive and negative, and this is part of our biology. You want to be more sensitive when you're ovulating. You want to make sure that guy next to you really is the guy you want to be with, right? You want to be much more careful when you potentially could get pregnant. So women, you guys are more nicer than we are. You're also more complicated, and that's why we love you so much. Right. So interestingly, I'll take a clap for that. It's fine. Thank you. In addition, remember our friend testosterone? Very potent oxytocin inhibitor. So in experiments, when people, instead of cooperating, say sharing money, when people don't cooperate, this is done by computer, you don't see anybody. So someone just doesn't want to play nice with you. Men, but not women, get this big spike in testosterone, the impotent kind and the high octane kind. And what do? They have an aggressive response. They want to enforce the rules. And if they want to beat you up as well, right? Women don't get this hot physiologic response. So when we talk to women in these experiments who people don't cooperate with, they say, I don't like it, wasn't friendly, wasn't nice, but they don't want to go kill the other person. So women are calmer. I think women are going to make better negotiators. They don't take it personally. Guys take it personally. This guy didn't cooperate with me, I'm going to find him. So no, it's an anonymous experiment. You can't do that. It's okay. All right. So isn't this great? And this is, I think, counter to our intuition, right? We think of women as more emotional. In fact, in many cases, not. They don't have this hot physiologic response. They don't have to protect their space. They can affiliate better. They connect better. And this is part of our biology. Isn't that great? Okay, here's a hard one. IQ. Guess what? No difference on average. But there is a difference in the distribution. Most women are closer to the average IQ. For men, many more dullards and many more geniuses. Why would that be the case? Because of you guys. Because what's the sexiest thing on a guy, ladies? His brain. Come on, you love the sexy, smart guys, don't you? All right. So because women are the primary choosers when it comes to sexual reproduction, brains are sexy, brains give you more resources, brains means you can survive and you're not as stupid as all the other guys who are jumping out of airplanes. Sorry. That perpetuates that we want higher, super crazy genius males, but There's always a cost in evolution. There's no free lunch. How do you get more super smart males? You generate a whole bunch of really bad versions who are super dumb. Okay, so that's part of this sexual selection model, which is very interesting. Okay, last topic, the argument center. Right? When you argue with your boyfriend, husband, right, what does he always say? Why are you bringing up that stuff from 10 years ago? Right? Okay. And this is very interesting. It turns out that if you take the human brain and you watch it evolve from age 0 up to age 25, and just map out the areas in the brain that grow more rapidly than the rest of the brain, you find great differences in males and females. And the number one difference we find in females is an area of the brain in from the ears called the hippocampus that generates long-term memory. You guys have a bigger hippocampus than males do. You remember things better. So you do remember what we discussed 10 years ago. We don't. What's the area that grows fastest for males? An area, also in from the ears, called the amygdala, which is associated with emotion and aggression and fear. That's what we do. That's what we do best. We can do other things, but we have this area that's hyperactive in males. Okay, so please forgive your spouse, your boyfriend, if he doesn't remember what you said 10 years ago. Our brains aren't set up for that.